Howdy YouTube. This is my third attempt to make this if my camera doesn't crap out on me yet again. So if I'm talking a little fast, my apologies. What this video is going to be is really just a step-by-step of how and if Hasbro has gotten better with their Black Series helmet line. Now, of course, they have now released 5 helmets. They released the Kylo Ren, the Stormtrooper, the Death Trooper, which is really the Black Stormtrooper, the Poe Dameron, and the Darth Vader. Now, if we're talking iconic, they literally waited for their 5th freaking helmet to finally make the Darth Vader. But I think it was worth the wait, and I will explain how. Let's start with the very first one, the Kylo Ren. Now, my Kylo Ren is absolutely nothing like the Kylo Ren that was sold in stores. Mine is the Black Series one, but I bothered to spend extra money to turn it into a one-piece, to repaint it myself, to remove it and take it apart and scuff up the face piece, to repaint that as well, to wear it. This is all my own painting, you know, like right here and everything like that. Thank you, Cosplay Chris. I pretty much copied you to a T. I gutted the electronics on it because the electronics on it were horrible, okay? My most popular YouTube video is me fixing the electronics. I apologize, not for the video, not that the fix didn't actually work, but just because I eventually gutted the Kylo Ren helmet because I was tired of it. So I gutted it, and as you can see, it's now just entirely cushioned in there, which is fine with me. Because I can actually wear it now, and I don't have to do some weird angle, like down like this stuff, just to, you know, get my head into it, where it's resting on my nose. I can actually have it straight up on my eyes, seeing straight out, and boom, it's comfortable. And I can walk around like this, and it's breathable, and it's awesome. So, the first attempt at a helmet from Hasbro Black Series, to me, was a failure. The voice changer didn't work. It looked really cheap and plasticky, even though they're all plastic, but it looked cheap and plasticky. The buttons were bad. It just didn't work at all. So then they came out with the Stormtrooper helmet. This, on appearance, was a giant upgrade. First off, it's Stormtrooper helmet. It's sort of meant to look plasticky. It's meant to be shiny. It's meant to be a bucket. So, you know, A+ on having a good, simple model to follow. But one of the things that they did smartly was they integrated the lines for the 3-piece helmet that you take apart into the lines of the helmet. So you can see this, the front side. This is actually a seam around that front piece, okay? But if you're just looking at the helmet, it's just a piece of the helmet. It blends in, and then the seam goes around the back. And again, that's just part of the helmet. It's integrated. You know, these are 3D. Those aren't just stickers. These are 3D. They're not just stickers. This is an actual separate piece. It's cool. It clicks in. So appearance-wise, they upgraded. The only thing was they still have this battery pack, hard to see with the glare of the light, but this is where you put your batteries if you bothered to use the electronics, which, guess what, on this one, sucked, just like they did the Kylo Ren one. The voice changer barely picked up your voice, it barely changed your voice, and you ended up just screaming at people, hoping that they heard the robot part of it buried deep under your regular voice. But I didn't have to gut the electronics to actually make this helmet wearable. I literally just had to hot glue some cushions in it and rip out that stupid plastic netting style head cap thing that was supposed to hold this helmet on, and then it made it comfortable. And I can just pop this on, and boom. The only other thing I had to do was I removed the nose piece out of it, because for the second time in a row, the nose piece expected people to have Michael Jackson noses, not real noses. So, had to get that yet again. But then what we got was a helmet that didn't require a nose piece. We then got the Poe Dameron helmet. Very, very visually stunning. I love this helmet. I really do. If I hadn't completely redone my Kylo Ren helmet, this would be my second favorite helmet. There's a few reasons why. One, it doesn't cover the face. So they didn't have to work hard for comfort. They literally just had to put padding on the inside, and it's all Velcro, so you can fit it to your own head, and just make sure your ears can go in there, and they're not being squished. They actually have little muffs, and you're comfortable. And the electronics on it, they got smart again, but they also lucked out. Who the heck wants to sound like Poe Dameron? Like, really? And I don't mean like they're not going to pretend to be him. I mean, who wants to talk into a microphone and then have Poe Dameron in you in Poe Dameron's voice, actually speaking the words? He doesn't have some iconic voice that's like, oh, it's motorized, or it's, James Earl Jones. It's just a regular person's voice. It's Oscar Isaac's voice. So what they did instead was they give you an on-off switch at the back. They have a hidden battery compartment, which is actually this piece, pops off, put your batteries in, and a button. And it has pilot sound effects and BB-8 in your ears. The other fun extra electronic part is when you talk, BB-8 will sometimes talk, there he goes, will sometimes talk back. And then an extra flying sound effect, because the whole point is you are piloting, and it's like, hey, BB-8, 100% charge to the weapons. And then he says, sure, and then you hear sound effects. And then, which I think that's a great touch. Like, that's awesome. Cool. Very simple. Only problem is, that doesn't turn the sound off. That just kickstarts. You have to actually go back to the off button switch. Right there. You actually go back to the off switch to turn it off, which is cool because you can. So it's off right now, and me hitting the button's not going to do anything. Me talking's not going to do anything. So I could just literally walk around like this all day. Big plus for this, I actually just thought about, you could probably get away with this in most places because it doesn't cover your face. So people can clearly see who you are. Now, maybe you get in trouble. No, you're not. So, that's the one thing this has over all the other Black Series helmets, is it doesn't actually cover your face. But, so the design got better, their choice in electronics got better. I won't necessarily say their electronics got better because they decided to not, oh gosh, Kylo Ren scares me. Every time I put Poe Dameron up there, Kylo Ren wants to fall down. Stay. Anywho. The choice in electronics got better. Now, speaking of choice in electronics, let's go to what is now my favorite helmet. Now, it was going to probably be my favorite helmet just because Darth Vader is, like, my man. So, but let's kind of go piece by piece. And the electronics are all in this. Okay, this is the collar to the helmet. And look at that. Just freaking look at that. Tell me that is not beautiful. This is rubber, by the way. Tell me that it's not just beautiful, okay? And then you got that interior. Look at that. That is just amazing, right? These are real. They're not real, but they're flexible. It's amazing. These are obviously magnets, and that will play a big role in what's coming up. There are little magnets in here where the pins go. That plays a big role in the electronics of this helmet. Unclip. Both sides unbuttoned, so you can undo either side. They're very sturdy, so I don't feel like me doing this a bunch is going to damage them at all. Now the collar's on. Now, one little fun bit about the electronics. Okay, the wheezing breath when you don't have the face mask on. I love it! I think that is an amazing touch for this helmet, just because they didn't do a voice changer. So I feel like they wanted to throw in some extra stuff rather than just have regular breathing. They wanted to throw in some extra features since they didn't have pre-recorded messages and they don't have a voice changer. Now, the pre-recorded messages, I think they still should have added in. They could have gotten away with that. But the voice changer, I'm so freaking happy they did not try and do that, because they've proven they just can't. So Hasbro, thumbs up on not even trying. Let's move to the face mask. Now, look at this. Again, just look at this. I think that is beautiful. All textured, 3D, it's got texture to it, feels good. Oh, that look. It is when there's light on it, the lenses are not that dark, which is honestly, for what people will complain about, it's a good thing. You can see out of it. Speaking of seeing out of it, look at this. Look at that inside. Again, that textured look. It's a plastic mostly, but oh, that textured look is amazing in there. And then you have a cushion at the top, and this is the strap that you can adjust and put around your head. So your nose goes there, your forehead there, obviously, and most of the pressure, where I feel it, is the forehead. Now, this is another thing I'll say. Great designing on this. Your forehead goes right here. This piece is rubber, so your forehead is not pushing against hard plastic. I love it. Let's put this on and go back to electronics. Listen to what happens when I do this. Seal in the flavor. I think that is an amazing touch, because you have scenes where, you have two scenes where his helmet's going on. Well, yeah, you have two scenes where his helmet's going on, and you have one scene where his helmet's coming on. So, you know, let me look upon you with my own eyes. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's just an amazing touch. Amazing touch. Put this bad boy back on. And of course, it's magnetized, so just get it there, and it'll kind of pop into place. Now, oh goodness. Not as smooth, but hey, it's done. And magnets at the top of this that clip into this, and there is a small sort of plastic protrusion that sticks out to help you find the hole and fit in. Oh, and then you have the Darth Vader. Epic. Boom, love it. I think that it's the most comfortable, maybe outside the Poe Dameron, but the Poe Dameron doesn't cover your face, so it's kind of a wash. The electronics is the best. I think it has the amazing feature of, when you take it off, put it back on, it has the extra sound effects. It has the wheezing breathing, and then of course it has that. It has the iconic Darth Vader breathing. And that's a real hard sound to mess up, so good job not messing it up. And then looks. Man, you might complain that the paint color is not quite right. You know, for, I don't want to say nitpicky in a bad way, but for the really particular people. But, oh, it is so nice. The only thing I might change about this is I might remove the goggles and just put a little red tint on them, just so from the outside it's extra red. But, oh man, I love this freaking helmet. And my final judgment is that yes, Hasbro step by step improved their helmet line. So, I mean, I don't know what helmet they're going to come out with next. Honestly, it'd be cool if they came out with a Boba Fett. I mean, this is still the one to beat, but I think it'd be cool if they came out with a Boba Fett now that they're finally on the right track of getting stuff right. I'll end the video there, and y'all, see you next time. Come back, because I will be doing a Darth Vader comic talk about, not really a review, but a talk about of. I'm gonna snag them real quick and show y'all. These two. So, just got this one in the mail, finished it, and we'll do a video here shortly of me talking about those and see what your favorite character's up to. Outside of that, y'all have a good one.